And happy Saturday, everybody, and welcome to Woodbine Racing Live on a beautiful sunny day here in Toronto. Elisa Blow alongside Jeff Brad as we get set for 9 races today because we got to go home early and get a good sleep for tomorrow.
Oh, we do. Tomorrow's card is fantastic. It is one of our favorites. We have obviously some significant stepping stones towards the King's Plate with the Plate Trial Stakes. We've got the Oaks, that's a $500,000 race. The Canadian, there's not a lot of Canadian stuff in the Canadian, but it is a Canadian nonetheless, and very much looking forward as well to the big stake race on the grass as well. So, you know, the Connaught Cup. So, you know, you look back at some of the previous winners of that race, they've been great throughout the years too. So a real nice mixed bag coming up on tomorrow's card.
Yeah, and finally some good weather too. You know, we've been through a real, for us, a real heat wave. And in Canada, we're just not really used to that kind of heat and humidity. And it lasted for about 5 days. And it really took its toll on a lot of us.
It's funny, on Thursday, that's kind of when things kind of changed. We got that wind. It was really breezy here. And all of a sudden, it was just like, wow, it's kind of actually chilly a little bit. So, but some real nice fresh air. And great to have you back, by the way. And if you're ever wondering how many people watch the show, I walked through the paddock yesterday a couple of times, and I think about 10 people stopped me. Is Elisa okay? Are you okay with Elisa? I'm like, yeah, she'll be back tomorrow. She's fine. So you were missed over the last couple of days.
That's always good to know. This is really my second family here at Woodbine. So yes, we get set for a pretty busy day today, and 9 races in store for you. And as Robert pointed out, we don't really have a lot of races going long. We are looking forward to the 9th race on the program. So we'll talk about that. But quickly, before we get into the handicapping, I want to discuss this morning's Clocker report and what Ernie Perry saw this morning. Now, as far as I saw, he rated the track a 3.5 out of a 5.
Right. So we just looked back quickly at yesterday. And the stats there on it. That's okay.
Sorry, buddy. I missed that part.
That's all right. That's all right. We got you covered. There's some favorites had a pretty good day at the office, 4 for 7 overall. But the horse that makes it onto his board here is one that ran very well last time out, and this is Ticker Tape Home, who was the work of the morning, and is scheduled to compete, I want to say the Seaway, or I can't remember. The horse is in the stake nom somewhere, but anyways, and the track was not rated all that quick today, so 3.5 out of 5, so he might. You know, I thought the track was a little slower on Thursday, and you know what? We had a lot of horses struggle.
Thursday was wacky,
Friday, it was a bit more speed favoring, it was more kind of neutral, but there's that big worker, Ticker Tape Home, that makes it onto the reports.
It's funny, because you could get confused when you read this, because you see the work from Mark Cassie with exercise rider Cassie, and that's not Mark. Or it's an exercise rider. I wish what was it, Mike, the last name? Oh, I don't know. Anyways, so yeah, I get a little confused when you see that. But
so Casey
or Cassie.
For Cassie.
Exactly. And also, you know, I'm sure you congratulated Mark Cassie.
Of course.
Probably even through text. Did you talk to him at all?
Well, it's funny because the race they did it in was Colonial, and they won by like this much. And later on the day, they won at Saratoga. But he didn't have anything Thursday or Friday here at Woodbine. So he, and I was talking to him. He figures he's won about 1,700 races at Woodbine.
Cool.
Of those 4,000.
Yeah, we've been a big part of it. A big part. I mean, it goes all the way back to the Mockingbird days here at Woodbine, right? That was his real big client that he had here back in the early 2000s. Okay, can we get into the program now?
Let's start the clock. I'm ready to rock and roll.
Alrighty, so race number 1 is the first race we're going to discuss, and the discussion here is a tough trip. Now, it is a tough trip, and this horse has had a few interesting trips that we're going to discuss, that being the 4-horse in the opener on the program, Golden Test. Now, some of you might remember the day that this horse broke his maiden, and that was back last season as a 2-year-old, and he got out of the gate, went to the right-hand side of the racetrack, managed to get back into the mix and win, and was actually claimed out of that event as well. So the connections that have him now still have yet to score with him.
Yeah, it's not some bad luck, but actually our subject horse is going to be Back River. That's going to be the horse we're going to look at in here. And I was trying to figure out with producer Mike, like, how do I break up this replay in here? Because it was bad from start to finish with this horse. And watch the start in here coming out of the starting gate. I never show a 6-furlong race its entirety, but I am going to on this day. So right now, we break poorly. And now, guess what? Back River is angry because now he's grabbed the bit and now he wants to go, and one's like, no, we can't go. And guess what? Guess who wins? The horse is going to win. So now we're going up on the inside in here. And now we put it on the brakes here. Brakes. And you're just thinking, holy, what else can go wrong in here? And now here we come back on the inside in this spot. And now eventually, Elisa, this horse is going to make all his way to the front end almost in here. And eventually just runs out of steam on this particular occasion. So now we break badly, we're rank, now we swing towards the outside, we're looming into contention, and like, this horse is really flying. Now, who else in this race is your horse that you like? This being Golden Test.
He's
Golden
on the
Test
front
is
end.
right here, right. So right now, Back River has used all this energy to try to catch up to your horse, that being back to be Golden Test. And Golden Test finally says, you know what, I got more left in reserve. And he just runs out of gas. Like, he can tell visually he's tired now at this point. But I just think if Back River had a better trip, would have been more of a factor. And it's not like he loses by a wide margin. He loses by a length and 3/4 when everything is all said and done. So I thought all in all it was a pretty good race. Now you get Vivez aboard here today. We'll see if Back River can get a bit of a smooth journey here today.
See, and even on Golden Test and Back River, both of them now have a really good reference in Harper City, who came back to win yesterday's opener on the program and looked pretty good.
7-1.
Winning it too, yeah. So you get good references for both. I think the only thing is you probably won't get too much of a price on Back River because it's Vivez and Tiller, whereas you might get a little bit of a price on the 4 Golden Test because it's Omar Marino and Denise McClackery. Neither one of them have won a race here yet this season. I think Omar has won a couple in 40.
Plus, you know as well as I do, Trouble Trip horses get overbet, and that's definitely the case with the Back River. That was, if you want to look up Trouble Trip, that was a Trouble Trip.
That's one for sure. Okay, well, so if you get in trouble, sometimes you're jinxed.
You are a little bit.
And in horse racing, it's a term that comes up a lot, you know. And here we go for race number 3 on the card. Now, this is a horse, and Jeff and I, you know, have said this to you many, many times when we're doing the show. We say it in standardbred racing. We say it in, you know, thoroughbred racing. Put a star beside this horse because the next start, the horse is going to win. And that's the case with the 6 Jinx Me, who's here from Matt Douglas.
I think both you and I might have picked this horse first time. It doesn't break very well on this day. And the horse that went wire to wire was a Whiteley horse on this day that was able to win, Satori. But watch the move this horse puts in here, this being Jinx Me, like really is starting to rally very, very effectively. And I find like there's little margin for error in 5.5 furlong races on the Tapeta, but especially on the all wet, on the turf, going 5/8 of a mile. And here we are right now. Now we've been carried wide. And we're trying to put in a good rally here on the outside and just can't quite catch the winner. But it's a good run. Like, we're starting to come back on in here. And only lose the race by about 3.5 lengths. Just missed finishing in the second place position. Wild Red was the second place finisher on that event and is back in this field as well.
And that was our consensus too, because I remember, you know, Jeff and I like to go upstairs and hang out with the gang on the 6th floor, normally for the first race on a program. And that, I believe, was the first race on the card. It was. And we were upstairs, and I think, you know, from that vantage point, you can really see what's going on that high up. And I think we all agreed that Jinx would have won with a better break.
Yeah, you know, Matt does a great job too. You know, he's just such a hard worker, and he basically does everything with the horse, which I think is great. Consensus pick, as a matter of fact. Now, there's an interesting first-time starter in this race named Balls in Your Court that I'm very interested to see how this one does, because normally we see Bruno with the homebreds. This is one that Bruno did breed, but he went, it's not one of his stallions. He went to Super Speedy, as a matter of fact, so I kind of like that a little bit. We'll have more on that horse once we get to the clock report.
And Pietro Moran will do the riding there for Norm McKnight. So that gets us through the 3rd race. I know we still have a little bit of time on the clock, but they're not exactly massive fields here today. So you know, I think we've kind of wrapped up what we want to say about
We can put that time in the bank.
Exactly. Yeah, we'll save it for tomorrow when we really, really need it. All right, let's go to our next topic, which is hang tough. Whenever I see hang tough, in racing, we know what hangers are. It's not a good thing. But I always think of that poster with the cat, you know, gripping, and it says, hang in there. All right, so who are we talking about who has to hang
We're
tough?
talking about Firecracker Fiona, and this was not a bad hang. This was a legit, I thought the horse hung in really, really tough last time out. And this is a replay from back on June the 14th. And we're going to focus in right now on this one. We lose to Speedy Freeze. You and I are big fans of Speedy Freeze, who is eventually going to win this race way on the outside. Miramashi, we're big fans of that one as well. Finishes in the 2nd place position. But just watch this horse with the yellow cap, second off the rail. And easily, Elisa, she could have totally tossed in her cards at this portion of the race. But she keeps fighting, she keeps fighting, she keeps fighting. And it looks like she's going to get past, but watch, she still wants to do it. I just thought, you know, we show a lot of trouble trips, we show a lot of, you know, horses that have bad luck and stuff like that. Here's a horse that I just thought ran really well and against a really tough field. I don't think this field's come up nearly as tough as what the horse ran against last time out. I know you're not supposed to light firecrackers in the daytime, but hopefully we have a firecracker parade coming up here in race number 4.
And I think we're also kind of scratching our heads on what to do with Supergirl. Like that is something that both you and I talked about pregame.
Didn't run a jump last time.
Didn't run a jump last start out. But if you think about it and you use that Hurricane Claire reference, who didn't run a jump and then came back and won by 10 lengths, I mean, you could say that maybe we're in for some form reversal with this one.
And that was that really hot Sunday. Remember? That was that hot Sunday. Not everybody handled it all that well. So it's going to be a much cooler day for this horse here today.
Anytime you see June 22nd, just remember that, because that was the really hot day, and then you're going to have to knock some other really hot days too. Like some horses, I think, and I think Jeff and I would agree on this one, that raced on the June 22nd day and then came back and raced, let's say, last Sunday on that other really hot day, are going to take some
Double
time.
Whammy.
Yeah, they're going to take some time to recover before they come back.
I take time after this walk to my car and it's hot out. Oh my God.
Exactly. All right, you keep bringing up this topic. Single, like, are you? I know you're trying. I know you're trying. Yes, I'm single. Jeff's single, but we have really high standards.
But for this show, should we go to a Coldplay concert and maybe not become single anymore? But anyways, this single is for betting purposes.
All right, got it. Like I keep saying, do you want to keep reminding everybody, Jeff?
And this is Danse Macabre, and really nice runner. And
really
this
nice.
is going to be, what do you think, 3 to 5? 2 to 5
It's
in
the
this
best
race?
bet on the day.
I mean, look at the competition this horse has been facing. And I'm trying to figure it out. I was on a radio show this morning. I talked about this on the Sirius radio show down the stretch. And I said, I kind of wonder why she's here, because she's a millionaire. And I think she's here for 2 reasons. One, she needs to get her confidence back, because she hasn't won a race since October 2023. So we're getting to 2 years now.
Yep.
But another reason I think is Lasix.
I agree with you 100%.
I think they want to get her on Lasix and see if maybe that helps her out a little bit as well. So because that does, then open some doors for her the rest of the way here at Woodbine as well. And the Clement Barn, they are so supportive of us here at Woodbine. And listen, are you going for a stakes caliber pot? No, but still not a bad pot nonetheless. $117,000. And this is going to be a consensus play. If this horse does lose today, what do these pick 5s and pick 4s and pick 6s pay today? Because this is going to be a single on what, 90% of the tickets, would you say?
I would say so. I mean, it really is the standout horse on today's card. The other thing too, Jeff, like you say, it's not exactly easy to get here from New York or wherever the horse is stationed at, right? Likely in Saratoga, you got to have all your health papers in order to get over the border. That can be a little bit of a headache. And then, of course, you have to send the horse to somebody here.
But that's the key. Like Gail's got a great relationship with the Clement family, and so you know the horse is coming to a great barn. That takes a lot of stress out of the situation.
It sure does, when you make a good partner with another racetrack. And we welcome this horse here today.
Yeah, so lovely to have her. I mean,
I can't wait to see her.
Cool horse.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to seeing her in the paddock as well, because I bet she's got a nice presence about her. Race number 7 is where we go for our next topic, which is speed. And okay, here's the thing. You know, you look at this race, and there's a horse here that both Jeff and I really thought was awesome and has been a really good claim, which is Per Factor. And I know the horse hasn't won yet for the new connections, but was a $25,000 claim and is getting really close in those A other thans against some really good horses like Gloriana, who won 3 races already here this year, 2 or 3 at least. And then Garnet and Gold, who was a real surprise horse for me as well, because I didn't think a $15,000 claim would come here and win the caliber of races that the horse was racing.
And she did not have a great race back on May the 29th. Now this barn has kind of quieted down a bit here locally. They've had some horses not run up to expectations, so I'm a little bit leery about that, but we'll see if they can get back on track here with Garnet and Gold. But the big thing more than anything, Elise says, this is a split of race number 8. The 8th race is so much harder than this race. If you go on to the 7th race, you have to be licking your chops at the prospects of picking up a win in here, because this race is so much easier than race number 8. And I think there's enough pace in this race that Garnet Gold's going to be able to capitalize. And Per Factor, what does she do best? On the engine. Can she get to the front going 5.5? Because she's got Give Me the Boots in here. I don't know what's wrong with I'm Into Mischief. All of a sudden it's off of Lasix here today as well. And Empty Jester's got some pace too. So I think all of us are kind of envisioning Garnet Gold being the catbird seat in here.
Yeah. And I could also say, like, for we know Adamo has his largest string based at Fort Erie Racetrack. That race on June 21st, guys, that's just a paid workout. That's all that is. You had an opportunity to race in your own backyard, and you might as well go for a purse of close to $20,000 instead of getting nothing for a good work in the morning.
Blows my mind the horse is eligible for an allowance race down at Fort Erie.
I know.
That is crazy. Now, the pot wasn't great, but still, as you said, it's you're better than working the horse, and they got the win, and there you go. You just move on from there. But yeah, it's been a lovely, lovely horse for the connections.
So that's the seventh. Seventh race kicks off the final pick 3. The 8th race is the harder split of this. So of course, it's the 7th is the first part. Then we get into the 8th, and you're 100% right. Like if I got a horse and I'm in the 7th, I'm like, whew.
Yeah, exactly.
But if I'm in the 8th, I'm like, oh, correct, because I'm facing a horse who could be the real deal in Barbara Joan. You got Party On in this race as well. You've got Maximum 50 here, who's a solid player. This race is very, very tough.
Barbara Joan broke so sharply in her first career start. She finally made it to the races in January of this year at Gulfstream Park. She had post 10 of 10 going 5/8. That is so tough. And she cleared from the outside, which is impossible to do. And they went to half in 43-3, and she held on to win. And what turned out to be a key race, second and third place finishers came back to win against main special weight competition. Do you have any fear that Maximum 50 speed, that Party On potentially is speed in this race too? Or do you think that she's so fast that she's just going to get to the front regardless?
My feeling here is, and you're going to see this when we talk about our best bets for the day, if this filly races up to expectation, we're looking at a stake horse.
Yeah,
right?
I agree with that.
So let's see what she can overcome this time.
Yeah.
If she can put away and be these other speed horses and be the speed of the speed, and she blows the doors off the rest of them, you're looking at a real serious
And I
girl.
love the rider selection.
Me too.
It's a fast horse.
With a
you get
fast
a
rider.
fantastic speed rider aboard. I think it's great. I just wish the draw was a little better, but that's my only concern.
They got a bad draw first time.
I know, bookends.
And they're not getting a good draw this time either. And I have a funny feeling that we might see this one work out for this horse today in race number 8. So 8th race kicks off the late double, but the 9th race, of course, really is our feature race, I would say, for the day today. Like there's a few horses, obviously, we want to see the Clement horse, this Cassie horse, Barbara Joan, but the 9th race really is the feature because this is the beginning of our Turf Endurance Series. You've seen Turf Sprint Series races so far this season, but this is leg 1 of the endurance portion, and you get a really wide open group. Some horses coming out of the Turf Sprint Series to be here, including my buddy, Fighter in the Win.
That blows my mind. Like, how does that work where a horse competes in the Turf Sprint Series and now is in the Turf Endurance Series? Like,
and
that's cool.
He might have a shot.
He ran massive last time out.
I know. You know, like I've said this before, there's a few horses here that really, like if I had an outfit and I was able to claim horses or, buy horses, he'd be in my barn because he fights. He's named very well.
Yeah.
He tries every single time, and no doubt about it, he'll try here today. But this is still a very wide open race, and I'm curious to see how it shakes out for you, Jeff.
I went with El Kabong on the outside. I hate the draw, but look at the company the horse has been facing, and the cat's so good off the bench. He come out of a key race last time out. TEC's well represented because they got really good in this race as well. That one shows up as a first-time gelding. But if I'm playing pick 4s and pick 5s and stuff like that, this is a spreadaroo all day long.
Oh yeah, this is a wide open event.
You and I think we'd build our ticket the same. I think we might key Barbara Joan and then kind of have some fun coming up in race number 9 and hope for a bit of a price.
Yeah, because first off, it's a tough race number 1, but B, there's a jackpot high 5 carryover that's pretty good, over $56,000. Okay, I heard that there's a story about this. Breaking It Alone. It may stand alone at the wire, is what Robert says. So tell me the story.
The story is this. What do you think about Breaking Alone there?
I think he looks lovely.
Lovely, okay. Did you know that Breaking Alone bit our Robert Geller? Robert Geller, for the first time, one of his photos got bit by one of his friends.
Oh, and I'll tell you what, he's probably got a pretty good bruise.
Yeah, Breaking Alone.
Is he a horse or is he a...
He's a gelding.
Oh, he's a gelding.
Yeah. Well, I think Breaking Alone is very mad at Robert because he hasn't called him a winner in a while.
Well, he's got a chance to win one here today. Listen, I've been bit many times. It hurts, and the best time to get bit is in the winter when you have a whole bunch of clothes on.
Yeah.
So, and even then you still get a really nice bruise.
Robert was saying it was more kind of playful, but it's like, it still kind of hurts.
Oh, I know. And they think it's a funny game, horses, but it ain't so much fun. fun when you're on the receiving
So he
end
wouldn't
of
spill the
things.
he wouldn't spill the beans yesterday. I tried to find out who the horse was. He wouldn't tell me. So there we go.
Now we know.
The secret's now out.
All right. Okay. He Mike Tyson them.
Yeah.
Plays of the day. What do we got here? We'll get you to start things off, Jeff.
So my best bet's going to be Jinx Me coming up in race number 3. My newcomer coming up in race number 5 on the day. So this is one that is coming up from a different racetrack, if memory serves me correct. Yes, this one last ran at Gulfstream for Tara Nigel. And I really think this horse can wire the field today.
Me too.
My multi-leg single, it's original, Jeff. You're gonna be
Don't worry, I got it the same thing,
2 to
buddy.
5 in that one. And my watch list horse, right after that race at Gulfstream, I said, this horse comes up here, keep an eye on Barbara Joan.
You and I are very similar today. So Jinx Me's my maiden score, right? This Dance Macabre, forget it, ships in to win. The Hot Barn, but that's cooling down a little, Garnet and Gold.
Yeah.
And then Barbara Joan, real deal with a question mark, because we're going to find out today what kind of a filly this one is. Let's get a look at our selections from Ron and Doug as well. Doug's got Benny's Jets. Oh, that would be a big victory if this young bug rider was able to pull this one off here today. That's in the second race.
Ran well last time.
And Riviera will do the riding, so she has yet to break through with a win yet here, but that's a great opportunity. Jinx Me, of course. Ron's upstairs on the 6th floor. He saw exactly the same thing you and I saw, so we're on the same page. And Firecracker Fiona is a top selection from our Woodbine TV producer as well. Okay, we still have lots of things to talk about on the show today, including a pick 4 ticket.
I have had nobody all week to play a pick 4 with.
I can't believe he couldn't suck Geller into playing a pick 4, but it's hard to get money out of his pocket.
That's the problem. With Geller, we played his pick 4 ticket. It took him a month for him to pay me.
And it was only $6.
And he says, can you break a 20? And I'm like, no.
I love it. When you ask Robert if he has any cash on you, he's got a 20.
Yeah,
when I ask Jeff if I can borrow some money off of him, he goes, oh, I only have hundreds. and just nobody asks me because I know I don't have any money. Balls in Your Court is a top selection today. That's the first time starter that Norm sends out with Pietro aboard. That's in the Jinx Me race, so it might be a nice horse to play for the exactor. And of course, Barbara Joan has caught his eye as well because he worked that horse with Ashley's Archer. Yeah, there you go.
Ran well too last
and
time.
you don't hook up a horse like that with Ashley's Archer unless you think you have got one that can keep up, right?
Yep.
So that's an interesting pairing that Mark Cassey sent out. Okay, we'll take a quick break. When we come back, Jeff and I are going to get the moths out of our wallet and come up with a pick 4 ticket for you.
Love horse racing? HPIBet.com is Canada's leader in online horse betting. Access thousands of live races from hundreds of tracks worldwide instantly. Enjoy the most advanced betting tools like AI Smart Picks and exclusive cashback rewards you won't get anywhere else. Join today and get up to $100 in free bets. Get the ultimate horse betting experience with HPIBet.com.
This is the biggest race in the world. Pinch me, I think I'm dreaming.
They're off to Dubai World Cup.
And they're into the stretch. 2 of the great racehorses in the world. Giant Killer, by name and by nature. A race for the ages.
So 27 minutes to go before race number 1 on the program here today, this Saturday, and a reminder about the big day we have coming up tomorrow, which is July the 20th. Post time's always the same, 1:05 for this event. We have the Canadian Stakes, we have the Bet365 Connaught Cup, the plate trial, of course, and then the Woodbine Oaks for $500,000 presented by Stella Artois. Free programs for the first 500 guests who come into Woodbine tomorrow, so that'll save you a couple of bucks, so that you can spend it on food, beverage, or maybe a little bit of wagering as well. That's one per person, though. So don't try and come in and take 10. All right? Yeah. Alrighty, welcome back inside the studio. As we discussed, we're going to try to tackle the pick 4. I feel pretty good about this one here. I know, we say that all the time. Famous last words. All right, so let's start in race number 4. Now, here we like Firecracker Fiona. We agree on that one. But we're going to go a little deep just in case.
Don't want to get burned by Supergirl, although I think this is a pretty important race for Supergirl. You know, it's been a bit of a disappointment so far for the new connections. We'll use Saratoga Holiday, and we're also going to use Catch the Drift. Catch the Drift has had a lot of chances,
and now would be just a good time to remind everybody, too, Rafi Hernandez out on days right now.
Same with Fraser.
And same with Fraser Abley. Yeah. So if you're wondering where they are, that's where they're just sitting out today, but we'll see them back in action tomorrow. Race number 5, the maiden optional 40, and we're interested in this Nigel horse, Brittany's Way.
Right, so we're going to use that one, who should be a real speed threat. And we'll also toss in Tequila Supernova, who didn't run poorly first time out. You know, that was on a day where there was a split and there were 2 5-furlong races, and both went to these horses that just went right to the front and made every call a winning one. I do think that she could be a little bit better here second time out.
Yeah, and watch her for maybe a better break here today as well. And then we go over to the 6th race. So we're on to the EP Taylor Turf Course for the 6th. It's firm. We're in lane 3. And here in this spot, we both agree. I mean, it's the 6.
Yeah, Macabre.
It's the most logical horse on today's program.
You know what's amazing about her too? This is kind of a terrific story. They paid $55,000 for the horse, and she's made $1 million.
Wow!
And they bought her at a material training sale too. So, and kudos to the connections, because you look at a horse like this and just the horse that she's been riding against.
Yeah.
Just,
and not only that, she got nothing but profit to make after as a broodmare too.
I know. She's got a lot of value as a broodmare for sure. So we're going to key that one. However, if she does lose and you don't like her today, you could be in store for really nice payouts.
Yes, you could. So then in race number 7, we decided to use the 4 horse, because that makes sense, the Garnet and Gold horse. But we're also going to use Perfactor, because we're a big fan of that horse too.
And we're also going to toss in Verdejo. Now, Verdejo, I think it might be too short, but I do think she's running well. She's going to need a little bit of pace up front to chase, and I wasn't going to use the horse, and you said let's toss the horse in, because we're not spending a ton of money on this ticket by any means. I think it's just $4.80, I think, for our ticket.
Yeah,
so.
and sometimes we'll talk ourselves out of a horse.
40 cents. That's right, $9.60. Yeah.
Sometimes we'll talk ourselves out of horses because we're like, well, the barn's not really hot right now, and then all of a sudden that barn will jump up with a big win. So it's got us a few times, and so we're going to see if we can make it all work for us here today. So yeah, we're going to play it for 40 cents and see if we can get ourselves some money, because what we need is money for tomorrow.
That's right. What's cool about the stakes tomorrow is they're all in
a row
back
again,
to back,
right? So there'll be great betting races, opportunities for our exotic wagers. Tomorrow's going to be a beautiful day as far as the weather is concerned, but tonight is what we have to watch for. They are calling for some rain and some thunderstorms overnight, so we'll see how that affects us tomorrow. But cross our fingers, right?
Cross our fingers. That's well. You got the blinkers on still.
Oh, sorry, buddy. Sometimes I don't even notice that I have them on.
I had an art teacher.
Yeah.
She had glasses like that, and she was English. I said, but I see my glasses.
Right. Yes.
I see my glasses.
I know.
They're on your head, man.
All righty, we got 23 minutes to go before race number 1 of 9 on the Saturday program here from Woodbine.